Welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News this week. We got, I think, our marketing partners there. Let's see. Got to thank Langley Speedway, 75 years for allowing us to do the show from here.
We've not for 75 years. We've not been here 75.
They are. I mean, you've probably been here 75. I mean, me and Adam have.
We just got here.
I mean, yeah. Let's.
Well, we're not going to go into this. We're not.
How old were you when they opened?
I wasn't born when they opened.
Well, that's not my story.
It's mine. It's the truth. You're getting a Robbie Parker syndrome. You're starting to laugh.
I don't tell. I'm like Blake Shelton. You ever seen him on the voiceover? I don't lie on TV. Which is funny because I talked to Sammy the other day. Sammy's moving because his neighbors were complaining about him. I said, I got these real asshole neighbors. I said, is it Parker? He said, no, he's 2 streets over. I think Miles of Seamless Gutter had their customer appreciation today. I was over there earlier today, and thanks to Chris Bechtel for bringing the truck out and doing some meet and greets. Thanks to them for putting on. And don't forget, man, we got coming up sooner than later. We got the Miles contest for 2026. We're going to have between 1 and 5 winners. We don't know. We're going to split $5,000 up, however way we figure it out to be, whether it's 5 people.
And Chris Bechtel will not be a winner.
He cannot be the grand prize winner.
Chris Bechtel is not going to be a winner.
Let's see. I think factory canopies. A few people here has ordered canopy. I don't know. Did which call get his canopy yet?
Who?
Hunter.
I haven't seen it.
Airlock. We'll see those guys this weekend. I think he had renewed his campsite up in the thing, so maybe we'll go over there. And,
hadn't even mentioned it to us this week. About that. I mean,
he had said something. I forget when, but he had renewed it.
That's about the time we were supposed to get them chairs, I guess.
A year ago. S&N Communications. I think they're coming on board last year. Or actually, I think it's 2 years now, I think. Fast Eddie's Barbecue. All these people bringing us food, Jack. I think we got an addiction. I think we're going to have to go to Men's Health and game day and get some weight loss.
I've been doing good. I've been doing good with weight loss, but tonight will not.
You been fucking sending it over here or something?
I don't know, but according to my doctor, I have dropped 30 pounds. I have. I really have. And but tonight will not be. I'm gonna let y'all.
That'll be a good night. But Fast Eddie, we got to thank Fast Eddie for Fast Eddie's Barbecue. We got to thank Papa John's for providing pizza every week
for Clay.
Yeah, no doubt. I think he might need to get his own pizza with what he eats. Yeah, right. Chaperones. Women starting texting like, send me something else. Get 25% off on your online orders only. Use Dodson25 to get 25% off. Courtesy of us, thank you. Let's see. I think Mean Dean Automotive and where are you at, Jack? Moya. He still got it down. With Greer and Associates. RDS Perform. Man, I tell you what, man, there's been some controversy going on the last couple of weeks.
I sat and read all that just yesterday and today.
Which one?
All of them.
Well, there was 2 posts. One of them is gone.
Well, there's a lot going on.
I'll tell you that. Yes, there is. Nine Toes is stirring it up. Gator Graphics, I think Sammy. Gator hit. Frontline Performance. Fuels. What is it? Fuel. What is it?
You're the one who put the graphics on the mics. You should
know.
know.
Sammy. Fuels, oil, and something else.
You got it.
I told him, so that we gonna name it. I said, you got a slogan? He said, no. I said, about the hottest fuel at Langley Speedway. May or may not pass tech. He's like, I like that. Southampton Motor Speedway. I think Mosquito Joe's coming on board. Old Robert has been a big fan. And Robert, Mosquito Joe. Mosquito Joe, man. I can't say his damn last name, all right? Get 50% off on your first month of service on this side of the water. Pepsi, Mountain Dew for always providing some drinks. We're hit Langley Speedway. MPM Marketing, think Tanya McAllister. We got Chris's fire suit in this week, so the next race, which is not car store.
7th to the 14th.
Yeah.
14th.
Next race, I think, is the Louis Pezdes. The Pastries, yeah.
That's 7th too.
40 lap race for those guys.
Yeah.
So we'll have the suit then. Thanks Tanya McAllister for helping us out with that. Founders Brothers Distillery, one day this year or two that Jackson will go get us some product, and then we'll have a sampling, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep Eddie away.
yeah. I think Eddie's already done the sampling. I mean, Eddie's done. I don't know if he's got any left.
He might not.
Let's see that one. Let's see. Slinger Speed Company, our official T-shirts. Maybe we'll have some T-shirts for Charlotte. They're supposed to be coming soon. I don't know. We gotta give them a hard time.
Not T-shirts.
Well, okay, polo shirts.
We'll have all our polo shirts.
Yeah. GAC, Great American Company. With that, what news you got there, Jack?
Oh man, it was a busy.
Victor?
Huh?
Gary?
Aiden Zedrich. How you doing, Aiden? Aiden just had his birthday. 19.
19, man.
Yeah, and went out and he was doing some kind of thing with the road racing stuff or whatever they were doing. It was real cool. I saw they were doing that this weekend, and he took his mom on a ride. And really, I don't know if she enjoyed that or not. 19, man. Can you imagine going back that far? 19. Not that long, huh?
Couple years. Yeah.
Oh, y'all need to stop.
It's been a while for me.
All right, let's see. The Cup race was the Cup All-Star race. Seabell come away with the win.
I know. What about Joey being mad? I mean, he did what he had to do.
Joe?
Huh?
He was my driver this week too.
Was he? I told you to go with Logano, but I thought you were going with somebody else.
Yeah. Anyway, in the open race, Carson Hocevar got the win.
That wasn't a surprise.
Demacek finished second, John Hunter. And the fans' choice was Gregson for the third straight year. He's
been working on it.
I'm going to tell you what, this guy spends more time working on being voted into the All-Star than he's working on his race car.
I would love to hang around with him because he's got to be a hoot.
You ought to hear some of his stories. We were at Dover. You weren't at Dover last year, but he came in the media center at Dover and was telling about his car he bought.
Oh, the Volkswagen.
Yeah, the truck. Yeah, so he was talking
the
about
Volkswagen Beetle truck. What's up, Ryan?
Heat race number 1 for the Cup cars, Brad Keselowski got the win. And in heat race number 2, of course, Christopher Bell got the win. In the truck series, Chandler Smith got the win. I mean, that was
he got a gift coming off the 4.
Yeah, he sure did. And so he gets the win down there.
And what about them two being mad at each other? It didn't. Look, man, it's for a win.
Riggs and what's his name? I can't think of it.
Corey Haim.
Yeah,
Corey Haim. I mean,
to lead the whole thing, I understand Corey being upset, but what are you gonna do? I'd have roughed him up.
They're paying him. They're paying him to win a race, and that's what he did. He won a race. And it's at North Wilkesboro.
He didn't look like he was that upset about it.
And North Wilkesboro is one of those places that contact is coming.
But that's turned into a pretty good. I was worried about it when they repaved the racetrack. That I like the old asphalt, right? But it's turned into be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It's the groove kind of starts off on the bottom and kind of moves its way up.
Yeah.
I like the groove being on the bottom. I wish they would have never messed with Bristol. I wish they could put Bristol back like it was. Take the concrete up, put the asphalt back down, and put them on the bottom, and you're going to see some rough, hard racing.
The car tour was also at North Wilkesboro. Landon Lewis got the late model stock car win. In the pro late models, Caden Honeycutt got the win. The modifieds were at North Wilkesboro. Craig Lutz got the win. And the ARCA East, I don't know, forget where they said they were. I can't remember. Anyway, Max Reeves, it's been 2 races. He's won both of them. So, pretty cool deal. And the pit crew champions this year was the number 71 team.
Let's turn into. Yeah. It works.
Michael McDowell's crew got the pit crew championship. Down at Hickory, Michael Bumgarner got both late model wins. Aiden King got the limited win. At Bowman Gray, they had 2 modified races. Burt Myers got his 100th win, and in the second modified, Lee Jeffries got the win.
They were at Flat Rock.
Flat Rock. In the sportsman division, Daniel Dye got race number 1. Zach Orr got race number 2. Daniel Dye went down there to run Bowman Gray just for the heck of it and come away with a win. So that's pretty cool too. Franklin County in the limited sportsman division, Kyle Dudley got the win. Orange County, Camden Gully got the win. In the Southern Atlantic Pro Late Model Series, that new series that Keely Dubinsky is involved with and everything, Mason Walters got the win. Wake County, late model, both wins went to Carson Hayslip. At Dominion, the band winner was Penelope Carlisle. Modifieds, Eric Folks. Dominion racer Connor Waddell and Chase Johnson got the wins. At Florence, Cody Kelly, and let's see, in the Sportsman Series, Ricky Locklear, the Super Stock Series, I guess I should say, Super Stock Series, which Blue Carlisle then went down to the Super Stock to do that. Ricky Locklear got the win. So now let's go to the pit road roundup, and we're going to have that from Adam Wellbrock.
Not so pit road this week, but
Well, okay, we're going to do.
Heather, where were you? Were you up here?
I was hanging out up in the AC, man.
Oh.
Got the promotion for the weekend.
Well, Brian's on vacation. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Well, watch out. Homeboy, he's taking Oliver job.
He's coming, man. Yeah. well, he's going to drive a race car in and out.
Yeah. Why he's racing.
While he's racing, yeah. Here in the Bandos, Landon Burbage got another win. He freaking dominated this weekend, man.
Is that right?
Yeah. Penelope was up at Dominion. She's been kind of second best as of late. And
Yeah,
so
she's been close, though. I felt last time when she sat on the pole that she might be able to hold him off. But.
Yep.
She was not here this weekend, so Landon had it a little easier, but got the win there. Thomas Fontaine got his 3rd U-Car win in a row at 64
Well, he
teams.
said he's getting tired of that.
Super Streets, good buddy Sammy Gata.
2 in a row, right?
And his crew chief, 2 in a row. Old Robbie Parker.
Yeah. Oh, Robbie Parker.
Super Trucks, Chris Bechtel got back to victory lane after finishing second. His worst finish of the year.
I don't know why, right?
Been a rough year.
Yeah, terrible.
Late models, Greg Edwards got his first win of the year. And Woody Howard got another win.
That was Woody Howard. That was pretty good for him.
Is there any controversy in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
There was
You're a little more active on Facebook here lately.
I'm trying to be, but I don't see a lot. I don't see everything.
Oh, well, don't say that. You were up here trying to call.
Yeah, I usually pick up on some things, but I was up here. So, and Spencer Conrad got 2 modified wins, won both of them.
Yeah.
How about that?
He's the winningest driver in the division all of a sudden.
And also got driver of the week this week.
Good for him.
So that's
Well deserved.
He looked really good.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for no more, but he's raced some other stuff, right? Or
He did some Mazda something.
something,
No
yeah.
oval stuff.
But still, to come out, and I think he said on the pole his first race.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
He got a pull again tonight or Saturday.
Looks good.
It's a good car.
Yeah, well, that's Tommy's car, but I
Yeah.
wonder if they did some stuff from last year or not. Can't remember.
Riley's been helping him out. I seen Riley down there talking to him a lot. So
All right, and the Hall of Fame made their 2026 inductee list came out today. The Landmark Award went to Humpy Wheeler.
Well deserved.
Well, you're exactly right. Well deserved. In the legend category, or whatever they called it before, Ray Hendrick from up here at Richmond
Man,
got to
you're
win
talking about
700 wins in a modified in the Virginia area. That's
that's
pretty
the
big.
flying 11 started, right? I mean, that's the. I mean,
Handsome Harry Gant made it into the Hall of Fame just yesterday or today. And the one I disagree with, and I'll say it right here in front of everybody, and God knows, Kurt Busch got in. He is not deserving. Not at this point. Maybe someday down the road, but he is not deserving of the Hall of Fame at this point in time. If anybody asks me that question, I'm gonna give them the answer.
well, good thing you didn't vote.
Because my son worked with Kurt Busch for a couple years, and I know the guy.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm just
he
saying,
has a stigma, but Kurt is a completely different person away from the racetrack.
that's bullshit. I was with the racetrack.
Yeah, but he's nice away from the racetrack as long as he ain't racing.
I didn't know you'd been around him like I did. That's not the way I see it anyway. And as I said, Spencer Conrad got Driver of the Week. The Loudmouth Award.
Oh, we need one of those.
The Loudmouth Award goes to Robbie Parker.
Week in and week out.
Eddie Clarkson, tell us how you really feel. I really feel Kurt Busch does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame at this point. Maybe down the road. And I got somebody getting ready to come on. I won't try. I'm not going to make him say nothing. But I'm going to try. I want to see what I can get out of you. Try to roll him under the bucket. All right, go ahead and do your thing, bro, there first, please.
Let's see. Let's do it. First one.
Aaron?
Hello, this is Christine
And Stephanie.
from Langley Speedway, and you are watching.
The Jack Dodson Racing Insider News with Scott Allen and Adam Wellbrook.
All right, there's the main man right there, Trent Owens. How you doing, Trent?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
I'm doing great, man. Look, you seem to be doing pretty good with old AJ. I mean, how you like working with him?
I really enjoy working with AJ. We've been friends off the track for a while now, and I think we believe in each other, and I think we're seeing some of the results on racetrack. But he's a passionate little guy, and I am too. And I think that as the season progresses, we can do some good things this year. We've had some good races and had a lot of speed. We've ran into a couple of misfortunes here of late, but nonetheless, I definitely enjoy working with him, and really happy about the situation I'm in.
I mean, and the other car with Ty in the car and Andrew as a crew chief, Andrew Dixon as a crew chief, they're doing pretty good too. I mean, he seems to be doing a lot better than that car had done in the past.
Yeah, I think Andrew said, "Hey, by the way, Jack." I think Andrew just brings some outside information for us, and I've worked at RCR all them years, and with Ty coming to drive, it's just both of them coming from RCR just really have strengthened our alliance. And I think Ty and Andrew's a hard worker, and he's getting a lot out of Ty, making him stay real engaged, and I think they're seeing the results on the racetrack. So Andrew's obviously someone I enjoy working with. When Chris approached me of the idea of that being a possibility, I was in all for it. So I'm glad it worked out. And yes, the results on Ty Dillon and the 10 team and Andrew, I think they're doing a little better than we expected, and we're proud of that.
So how did everything go down at the All-Star race? I mean, I saw the biggest part of it anyway. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but how'd it go?
Well, I mean, we got home to see the main event, so we didn't make it in, but Ty almost squeezed in. We had a good run in the middle of the race, running fifth. Felt like we could get up to third and challenge, and we were happy about the speed. We took that as a positive, a little momentum boost. Our short track package has definitely been our weakness, and we feel like we improved on that against the competition, and we'll just take that as a positive.
This new car with going to these short tracks and whatever, is it really that much different than what you had before?
I mean, it's coilover and this independent suspension. So yeah, the car itself is a lot different. You know, one thing with this race car is our speeds and our lap times are so tight, so close together. You know, it makes it very hard to put on a race with a lot of passing and stuff like that. But you know, the tires have gotten really soft, and you know, trying to make that fall off. And you know, I really like the tire we race on and all that. You know, to me, I don't know. I kind of see what's spoken on the outside, but you know, me involved in the sport, I think the racing is still okay. Like I've watched thousands of these cup races, and I'm not sure sometimes what they're actually after. It's really hard to make Daytona and Talladega at every racetrack. So I don't know. It's there's probably still going to be some package changes in the future, and you know, NASCAR I feel has always done a good job of doing that, and the way they outlay everything for us. But you know, if you had to ask my opinion on short track racing, I would probably vote for just putting some horsepower back in the cars and not mess with the cars as much.
Now, the big thing going on this week, everybody's asking, how do you feel about the possibility of maybe Wilkesboro coming in as a points race, and would you like to see it go back there for just an all-star race?
Yeah, I don't know. There's so much on the business side. You know, you start talking about we raced in Charlotte twice, and Bristol, Wilkesboro, you know, all that stuff. It gets so close to the same market and the same group of fans. You know, it's a tough discussion. You know, if you're asking me, there's a lot of good racetracks across this country, and maybe we shouldn't go to some of the tracks twice and work some other events in. I'm not opposed to that. You know, but obviously Wilkesboro is a great place. I grew up watching races there, and I think the racing's excellent. I think the All-Star race was actually good the other night.
Yeah.
Close to it, but you know, I think there's several places throughout the country we can probably add on and maybe go to some places only once.
Well, the big talk is, you know, they say that the All-Star race should be on the mile and a half or something like that, as compared to like a short track or something like that. Don't go back to a short track. I think it's good that you mix it up. They should mix it up from time to time.
Yeah, I think you know, if you tried to keep it close to the Charlotte area, you know, you could use the North Wilkesboro and the Rockinghams to kind of mix it up, do a little different stuff. You know, if you're talking to me and asking me about the format, I would, you know, having to run the open race a lot as a crew chief, and you know, if you don't make the main event, leaving the racetrack and watching others race is a not a great feeling. So I would vote for have all the cars start the All-Star race and then do knockouts throughout the event. But that's just my take on it. But I definitely like to mix it up. I think the one time we went out to Texas and tried to do it, that was a little bit far logistically for that type of race. But doing here around the Charlotte area where most teams are based, I think it's a great thing.
I agree. I think it'd be a good one. Now, tell us a little bit about what you got planned going on in Charlotte. How's things look going to Charlotte this weekend?
Well, Charlotte's one of my favorite racetracks, so you know, I'm always excited to go over there and race. Obviously, the 600-mile race is a long race, and day into night, anything can happen. But you know, been really proud of our KAULIG race team and our intermediate speed this year. So hopefully that will continue, and we can get out of there with a top 10. So that's definitely my goal going into the weekend.
Now, Trent, do you guys put, like on the old car, y'all put a lot of adjustability in the car because it would change? Yeah, I understand Charlotte changes drastically with temperature. Do you put a lot of adjustability to try to keep up during the day and then be really good at night?
Yeah, well, this race car is you're not allowed to use the spring rubbers and stuff like that. So some of the stuff we did on the old car is not really available in this car. You know, the biggest thing is, you know, when we go into the night and the speeds pick up a little bit, how do we adjust for that? Is the air pressure is a lot of it. These cars are really sensitive to air pressure adjustments, stuff like that. We have the ability to adjust the weight screws in the back. You know, so that's kind of basic stuff, but it's really hard to build the kind of adjustments we used to build in the old cars where we could pull packers and stuff like that. This car just really doesn't present itself that way, with the underfloor being a full floor, and a lot of the downforce is created underneath. You kind of, whether it's day or night, you get your ride height where it's at, and that's kind of what you got. And you're just balancing it with air pressure for the most part. So a little different than the old car, actually.
Yeah, so now going back to you guys and Childress, y'all have an alliance. How much do y'all y'all share 100% of information back and forth from one another? I mean, it seems like you guys have been a tick better than those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when we look at the stats of the speed of the cars and stuff, we're very comparable. And yes, they, we have an alliance mainly on the engineering side, which, gets into the aerodynamics, the setup stuff, simulation, sim models. So all that stuff is 100% share, between KAULIG and RCR. So, it's a situation that I think Chris started with the Xfinity program when he built that foundation, and saw the need for it and see how much it helps. And when we started the Cup team, the same thing. We just follow along, and we're all on the same campus, and it just makes sense. It's helpful for them, and it's really helpful for us to be able to pull ideas off each other.
Yeah. And have you had anybody else that drove for you that has a big personality as AJ does? I mean, there's only a one of a kind with him, and he is such a character.
He is definitely a special individual, but I've had a lot of drivers. I've been fortunate in the jobs that I have had in the sport that I've got to work with close to 40 some drivers. And, AJ is definitely one of the more enjoyable. His work ethic, his passion, it's just no question. He drives hard every lap. So he's definitely a character, and I enjoy being around him at the racetrack and off the racetrack. And, like I said, hopefully this season will present itself, and some of the good runs we've already had this year we'll get more of those as the season goes on.
That was funny. We had Joe White on last week, and Joe was talking about he had the spot for AJ some last year, and he's like, the first time he was so worried. He's like, hey, you got AJ's phone number so I can talk to him? And he's like, he finally ran into him like a little bit before the race. He's like, and AJ's like, you're fine, man. Just do your job. You're fine. Don't worry about it. We're good.
That's it.
And he's all nervous. Like, I want to make sure everything. He's like, just whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, that sounds about exactly right.
All right, now I'm glad that I waited till the end of the interview with you to ask this question.
Oh boy,
he's the better looking brother.
No, I forgot all about that part. You saw the Hall of Fame thing come out today.
I haven't read much of the details, but I think I caught the last of your.
Yeah, I was around Kurt a lot. I just don't think he's deserving of that right now. That's just my opinion. But I'm not trying to get you to throw yourself out there and say you agree. I'm looking at your face. I'm kind of hoping you're agreeing with me.
Well, I don't know if deserving is the right word to use, because I think he is deserving of the Hall of Fame. I do agree that, like, if he hadn't been forced to retire as a full-time driver, I think he'd still be racing today.
Yeah.
So when you just look at that alone, there's probably some guys that have been out of the sport for more time that probably deserves at this time. But I fully believe Kurt Busch is a Hall of Fame driver in our sport and has brought a lot to this sport. So to say he's not deserving, maybe he's not the right word, I guess. But I agree with you in some ways, yes.
Hey, Trent, I'm going to stay with not deserving at this time. Okay? I'm going to stay with that for now because that's just the way I feel.
I tell you who is deserving is Roy Hendricks.
Ray Hendricks deserves to be there. I think Neil Bonnet needed to go in. Neil Bonnet needed to go in this time.
Yeah, I think when we all think Hall of Fame, we think of the pioneers and people of that nature. So, it's always difficult.
But Trent, you've worked around a lot of Hall of Fame people in your tenure at Teddy and everywhere you've been. You've worked around some of these Hall of Fame people. Maybe you can understand how I feel. I think some of these other people deserve it before.
You're not going to drag him with you. he's not going with my budget.
But I think there's other people that deserve it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know where you're coming from, because we both know the history of the sport, which kind of gets lost at times.
Yeah.
So we can always get biased in that direction very easy. But nonetheless, there's a lot of Hall of Fame caliber people that hadn't got in yet, and hopefully all of those guys stay at home.
What about Jake Elder? I mean, he was up this year. I thought he was a three-time convertible winning driver for 3 championships, Bob Wellborn, didn't make it in. And that's the only division of NASCAR that we don't have in the Hall of Fame so far. Everybody else has got a representative in there.
Yeah, I think some of us could get 5 people a year, right? So it's going to take forever to get anybody.
I guess I'm just critical. My buddy Al Pierce is not out there anymore, so I need to be critical of it.
So I will deserve to be in there.
Yeah, I think so too. And Trent Owens needs to be in there too.
I would agree.
He's still competing, man.
Now I wonder, Trent, do you know the first question that Al Pierce? I mean, I'm sure you know who Al Pierce is. His first interview, what he asked Richard Petty.
No kidding.
So his first interview, he talked to the newspaper here because Al was from here. He talked to the newspaper. He told him he knew everything there was about motorsports. He knew nothing. His first race was at Dover, and when Richard got out of the car, he asked Richard why he didn't open the door. He said, Richard, bro, you don't know a whole lot about racing, dude.
Well, Trent,
for him.
yeah,
for sure.
well, we appreciate you spending some time with us. We'll see you this weekend at Charlotte. Scott and I'll be there. I'll try to come hang out with you probably don't want Scott to be in your area, but anyway.
I'm not against Kurt Busch. It's you.
All right, thank you guys for inviting me, and look forward to seeing you this weekend.
And tell Andrew I said I'll see him this weekend too.
I certainly will.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
I mean, somebody got that has rich history in the sport. Richard Petty's nephew worked at Petty's for many years. Through as a kid, and then stepfather
Barry Dodson.
And he's been a crew chief for a long time in a Cup Series. And honestly, there's a few times they had some rough periods that you didn't think he would continue on as a crew chief. But
how about all the times that we had Barry Dodson on this show? He was even a part of the show for a long time.
Yeah,
and then
somebody else that I think eventually deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes,
I think it'll be a long time for him to get there. But did Barry win a championship with Rusty Wallace?
Yes,
I thought he did.
Yep.
And he was he was in Diegard at one time, wasn't he?
Barry was, yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Briefly, he was with he was with a lot of teams there.
Yeah, big names.
Yeah,
won a bunch of races.
So anyway, all right, we're going to get one of the guys here. We're going. Which one of y'all wants to go first?
Okay, young man.
All right, come on over here, Chris. Here's your microphone to put on your shirt there, or whatever you want to do with it. Just don't throw it away.
Don't walk out with it.
Oh. All right. Now, Chris got NASCAR shoes on.
I do.
So now
he was dedicated.
So now I'm going to ask him the question. How you feel about Kurt Busch being in?
Agree with you. I agree with Trent. I don't think maybe deserving is the right word, but I don't think the timing of it was right with Kurt going in now. I think there's other people that definitely are well suited for the time.
I think that everybody in the future here looks at what recently we know and who we know. And I think that it's sad. I wish that maybe in the beginning of the Hall of Fame that they could have just had a big push for a lot of big names or people that have contributed to the sport and got a bunch of people in, because there's only 5 people a year, right?
No.
4. Well, no, right. So
4 now.
It's just going to take forever to get, and of course that makes it much more prestigious too, right? But there's a whole lot of people that built this sport that probably will not get in or take forever.
Neil Bonnet. I mean,
there's.
How do you keep Neil Bonnet out? We're going to talk to Chris. We need to talk. We're going to get
Put a Tic Tac in his mouth.
I'm sorry. We watched that.
Me too, probably.
We watched that, and I just, I don't agree with it.
Ricky, we can't get. What is Ricky talking about?
Ricky Roberts is asking Brandy, does he have Ricky's supper ready?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we keep trying. Ricky said he ain't coming on. We tried to sneak up on him at the racetrack one day and just put him on camera.
Ricky Derrick said he ain't coming on?
He said he don't do interviews. He's scared. I'm just gonna say it. He's scared of anything else, but he said he's scared to come on the show.
Well,
We're just gonna corner him.
You just find him when you walk the pits.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, we're watching.
we got Chris Myers here.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about Chris Myers, because you're kind of new to the sport and everything. So tell us a little bit about Chris Myers.
Chris Myers, born and raised in Chesapeake, Virginia, Western Ranch area. I grew up loving racing. I've been a huge NASCAR fan my whole life. Jeff Gordon was my driver. Followed it to William Byron. I was never really a Chase Elliott fan. Didn't think he fit the 24 car. Right now, I work landscaping for the landscape company owned and run by Tillman Hewer. And from there, I kind of met him, helped him with some racing stuff, running the Super Street. And then from there, we ended up getting a car through a raffle, and I ran the Enduro series in a Honda past 2 years. And after the end of last year, we blew the motor in it. Decided we needed something better, so we found a car through Thomas Fontaine.
So the team owner stepped up and got you a good car.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you to Tillman Hewer. My man he has helped me a lot. One, like I said, I work for him, so that's one thing he does for me. But then two, to support my racing habit and own the car, own the team. I run his truck and trailer out here every weekend that we run. So big thanks to him and everything that he does to make this happen. And but from there, we got the Sentra from Thomas Fontaine, and thanks to Thomas for that and all his insight and information that he's helped me with running the car, learning the ins and outs of what those cars do. And now we're sitting second in points with 0 wins. So it's a big jump from last year and the year prior, and I'm very excited with my team and what we've been able to accomplish in a very small period of time. And looking forward to the rest of the season.
So who helps you on Saturdays?
It's actually Tillman's dad, Clayton Hewer. It's me and him. My girl, my fiance, Sherry, she comes out here with my son. He's 6 months old. So he helps out a lot too, He likes to get in there, but we're looking forward to him getting a little older and really being able to be a part of it. So it's going to be a big thing for me. I like the whole family aspect of racing and getting everybody involved in it.
So does Tillman give you Saturdays off with pay being your racing?
No pay, but I'll take that. He's paying for the car. I'll take that. So,
he's getting paid. He's getting paid.
One of these days, I'm getting a little chump change finishing third consecutively. One of these days, I'll get in victory lane and get the big money. But until then, we'll keep at it.
No. If you're 1 or 2 to go and the leader's in front of you gonna rough him up or move him?
Oh yeah. I mean,
you kind of have to in that division.
Yeah, you can't say you're not going to. And I mean, I'm going for a win. I'm eager to get in victory lane, man. I'm ready. And after the past 2 years, that wasn't even in sight at all. It was not even a possibility. So to come out here this year and start off how we have, and each race I've gotten better. I've ran a faster lap time each race we've come out. So we're constantly getting better and seeing improvement, and can't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah. What was it like when you went out there for the first time in that car in that Enduro division?
When we were running I like racing. I've done the high racing stuff for a little while now too. So you have an idea of racing, but it's definitely different. You go out there, you don't have a spotter. There's no help. You're basically you're in your mirrors looking to make sure everything's around you. You got to be very aware of everything, which, in my opinion, can help you down the road if you do end up going into some of the higher series and stuff where you have a spotter, you got somebody kind of telling you what's going on. But if you learn that awareness,
I thought all those guys were cheating using a spotter.
Spotter stand's empty. I looked up there.
Yeah.
I know, but I know there's some there's some people that use their earbuds.
Y'all are real good at trying to drag people over stuff here.
I have spotted through the phone through some earbuds.
I think a few of those people are hearing you. I enjoy it though. It makes it fun. No, like I said, you gotta really be aware of what's going on around you and have racing etiquette. You know what I mean? So
Etiquette? How do you say that? Etiquette. I don't know what that is. It's not you. You don't probably have heard that word. No. Not in the racing world.
For the most part.
So you haven't made anybody mad in racing yet?
Not to my knowledge. I hope not. Nobody's come to me yet. So.
Well, see, now, you talking about you
Haven't they come down there and help you?
No. You told me a story when I got my car.
Yeah, just
we're gonna avoid that.
Yeah, you could laugh about it too.
Yeah.
We laughed after we cleared it up there.
one race with Scott down there with you, half the field will be mad at you.
Well, you can stay up here.
When you leave, you just drop the mic and leave.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, somebody says,
My feelings don't get hurt that easy.
Nah.
somebody says, I can barely keep up with Chris on iRace.
Oh,
Tillman.
it's true.
So you're pretty good at the race and stuff.
So what you're saying is your father ain't much of a driver.
I'm not saying he's not. Is that what this show's for? Makes sense now. Yeah, me and Tillman have raced a lot on iRacing, and
So have you roughed him up?
oh yeah, he's roughed me up.
No, he will never do that.
Not Tillman. No, but
Uh,
no, he's a driver. Tillman can drive. He's been out here a long time racing, running a bunch of different series out here. So.
mm-hmm.
So do you see yourself moving up into other divisions if the money and the
Well, I mean, the car owner's got to step up.
Well, he does.
what you're basically saying is Tillman he's coming with the money.
Tillman's bringing all.
He's holding back, Jack. He's holding back.
No, he's still got a super street in the shop. It's kind of it's sitting there. We're waiting.
He's got your name on it.
We're waiting. If we can round up sponsorship, I know he'd like to get back in the seat, and I think that's kind of his goal at the end of it. Trying to run the business, building that up to what it is now has taken a lot of time and energy for him. So I think he wants to get back in the seat, but eventually, if time and money and sponsorship and all that comes around, then who knows? I'd definitely like to move up into something with rear wheel drive and a little more horsepower.
So that would be good.
Uh-oh.
The same talk we had a couple of years ago.
You got the whole talking to you.
So Tillman's coming on the show next week.
Last time when we got into it, I invited him on the show.
Oh man.
So who all helps you? What kind of sponsorship do you have for your?
Main sponsor, Tillman, his company, the landscape company, Virginia Beach. I also have Sir Speedy out of Hampton. They do signs, marketing, banners, any kind of custom, marketing items for your company. Walker's Fleet Truck, Truck and Auto. They're off of Cleveland Street out in Virginia Beach. They do pretty much any fleet trucks, ambulances, but then also your everyday auto cars, anything mechanical. Then we also have Southern Sweets, which is my sister's company. She does like custom treats, chocolate dipped Oreos, custom cake pops, stuff like that with design.
We can have her on next, Jack.
Yeah, definitely.
We got a problem.
I didn't know.
Did you see
that stuff? I have messages where I asked Jack if I needed to bring anything. He says no. I'll take Next time we will definitely
Even start nothing if you.
I was gonna say, Tillman said if you cut grass faster, you kind of get on. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, my sister's company, she just started up. She's going to be out at an event on the 14th, actually our next race. I can't remember where it's at. It's at a farm, but she'll be selling all her product out there.
I thought she was gonna be here for a second.
No. I'll get y'all some. Don't worry. He's looking at me.
Get ready. He ain't get that figure for no reason.
We've also got pet go round at Lynn Haven. They came on board with us. Clayton Hewer, Tillman's dad, he's a manager over there, runs the store for them. So they've been a big part of Tillman's racing career, and they decided to come back on board with us. We've also got Jose Tequilas, a General Booth. Anybody likes Mexican food, check them out.
We ate there Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. I believe.
And their drinks are strong.
Yeah, no, they will hook you up for sure.
100%.
Tom Wood, DVM. He's an at-home pet euthanasia. If anybody's got their family pets and stuff like that are going through a hard time, he can try to make that a little easier for you guys. I think that's.
How about Scott? Take him down there.
Thinking for what?
Can
The
we take
euthanizer.
Can we take
He's a dog. But yeah,
Well-
no, that's other than that. Again, Tillman and Clayton. Clayton, he's everything we've done to that car. It's been me, Clayton, and Tillman in the shop. So thanks to those guys for all.
And
the
where
hard
you
work.
keep the car at?
Out at the shop in Pungo. It's actually at a farm where we work out of the landscape company. Tillman's got a big shop over there. We've got my car, the Super Street. He's got a 4-bay shop over there. So he's making it work for sure. So like I said, next we'll be wrenching on the Super Street and trying to get that back out here. It's got a lot of work to get it race ready to be competitive with these guys. Those cars are rockets now. So
Yeah, they are. Those guys have stepped up the last couple of years. They've got faster.
got a lot of work. So we'll see if he really wants to get it back out there. I told him we should try to bring it out for the car store race and just get out, get in the seat, make some laps, get
Some TV time.
Yeah, there you go. It's already got Jose Tequila still on the side of it, so always representing them.
Well, we appreciate you coming out here and being here with us tonight. I mean,
Appreciate
it's a lot of fun. Next time you come, make sure you bring stuff.
Yes, sir.
We'll see if we get some controversy stirred up for you next
Matter
year.
of fact, after you leave, I'm gonna write in my book if you write it down. Because I keep all my my notes and stuff.
I will not forget. I promise.
But anyway, we appreciate you coming out, man. Good luck to you. Good luck to you the rest of the year. I know when's coming, buddy.
I
Hey,
appreciate
good luck,
it.
man.
We're looking forward to it.
Don't let Tillman hold you back anymore.
Yeah.
He's only
Give him your.
making me go forward.
I think Chris might win Paint Team of the Year.
Yeah, I mean,
I do want to shout out one thing.
Sure.
The numbers on the car are actual Jeff Gordon numbers, which is pretty cool. We've got I actually am friends with a guy, Josh Hill, who works full time for Junior Motorsports Late Model Shop. They'll be here the 31st. He had got him in a pit box from Hendrick, I guess, years ago that juniors they just had. And when he saw the paint scheme, he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you got numbers?" I'm like, "Yeah, we got numbers." He's like, "I got numbers." So he had their actual numbers from around 2008. So
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah.
Before it had Jeff Gordon's numbers on it. Now I just got to get the 17 and stop kidding.
That's where the 17 come from. 10 come out.
Now we know what we gotta do.
That's right. We got a subject.
Yeah, we got something going on.
Tune in next week to see Alex roll out.
Oh, what are you talking about? We need to be there by Sunday week.
Now we got a reason.
Right. Here comes one of my favorite people here. Tim
You're
Wilson.
only saying that because he brought us banana pudding, Jack.
Right. I've always I'm the worst. Did you say something back behind me?
But I mean, next we'll just have his mother-in-law. We'll just have her come on.
Yeah. She makes the banana pudding.
Right.
I manage y'all wouldn't eat it. Yeah, absolutely. Cook.
So how are things going? I'm trying to avoid the big question.
Yeah.
But it's going to come.
I'm sure. His mind's already there.
Yeah, well, I keep thinking about it. I get the thing before the banana pudding before I start.
It's already there. You got it.
No, really. I mean, how does things go so far this year?
It started the way you wanted.
No, absolutely not. I mean, as y'all know, we caught a fire down there sitting in line to get ready to go. Qualified on the pole. Car was fast. Caught a fire. What
was the fire?
The fan wire had gotten shorted out up against it. got a little slit in it, and it shorted out up against the bracket. And when I didn't have the fan on, so when I cut the fan on, I was sitting there, and all of a sudden it filled up with smoke. And I looked, and the wires were on fire. So I told Mike, my spotter, I said, "Hey, this thing's on fire." He said, "Take it down the pitch." So I cut the fan back off, but by that time, man, all the wires were gone.
Mm.
So, you know, we didn't get no points, and that you can't make no 20-something points up, not when you got 9-10 cars, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could have got last place points, I would have gave it a good effort to try. But I mean, Paul's got his car running really good, and hats off to him and his crew. But you know,
what was smoking on the second race? You didn't sit on the pole, but you won the race.
No,
did you sit on the pole?
I was on the pole.
Well, yeah, okay.
Must have been.
Yeah.
What was smoke on the car? Because I didn't think you were going to finish them.
Well, let me tell you about that. We had demons going on. I bought a new dipstick for the turbos. It's that chrome one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got the big pan on mine. Well, when we put it in, the stick was not long enough, so I was filling it up to the thing, and it was puking it out.
It was overfull.
It was overfull.
Hmm.
So
I thought it was like, man, they're going to black bag you.
I thought so too. I didn't. Mike, my spotter, told me. He said, "Hey," he said, "that thing. They say if you don't, if it don't clear up in 2 laps, you're done." I said, "Okay, well, we'll go give it a shot." We didn't have but like 5 to go.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm going till we stop." Yeah, we got lucky and won that one, and the car was really tight. And I'm a very fortunate guy. My crew chief, Brandon Henson, I mean, he lives and breathes this thing. He really does. And me and him both, you know, we get to talking. And if we can't figure nothing out, we got the next best thing, Rick Hester. I mean, he's been doing these things out here for forever.
Yeah.
And he knows. I mean, when you hit something, you tell him what the car is doing, and you look at him, and he'll say, you know, "Did you check this, this, and this?" And I'll say, "No, but I'm going to right now." I mean, I got a wealth of knowledge around me, and we found some things with the car. I think it'll be good next time we got it back out here.
And they won't be pushing nobody out of the way or anything.
We'll try. We'll try not to. I hope that we're up front and nobody can catch us is what I hope. But
you know, he talked too much trash when we were there the other week. You know, he said everybody was just going to look at the black bumper. It's just going to disappear.
Yeah, sometimes you got to eat a little crow. It's tough to do, but you know, sometimes you just got to eat a little crow.
You do. And I love your personality too for this. You know, I still go back to, I think the first time I knew of you, but your speech at the championship night one time, unforgettable. I love the personality. And then with you and Paul, right? You guys race each other really hard, but you guys still respect each other a lot.
Absolutely. We're just 2 old salty racers.
Right.
Paul's been running probably.
He's only running.
Yeah, I mean
33 races
and 100 championships. I mean, we're just 2 old salty guys that don't give up much ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we race hard. I don't think anything's personal, but you know, when you strap that helmet on, you're a driver. You strap that helmet on. Sometimes logical things just don't hit. Yeah. Love that too.
Yeah. Sometimes when the trace track first opened, it was dirt.
They were racing horses.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're all going to get in on the track.
But I love that y'all banana bread. but I love that you guys don't take it personal. Like, I mean, y'all don't. Yeah, look, everybody, we all get aggravated with one another.
Absolutely,
that's going to happen.
It's going to.
But a little bit after, you two guys still, it's not that big of a deal.
No, I mean, you hate it in the moment. I mean,
sure.
Do you want things like that to happen? No, but sometimes it's just unavoidable.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But what would you do if he wasn't here to
wouldn't have nobody? Well, Bill's getting pretty close. You know, Bill's getting tough. If we could get some more cars, you know, them guys have caught up because I mean, last year you know, Paul wasn't really a threat. But
Mhm.
this year, they've done something.
Yeah.
They got that car
Yeah.
working. I don't know what they've done, but they found something. They're pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, and you got Nate's he's getting close.
Nate is getting leaps and bounds. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, Nate's got that car. I think the samples are helping him, and they're getting that thing working.
It's close. I know he's got some engine
And
stuff.
even Michael Parker.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he's come a long way.
Yeah.
They're starting to. I mean, them guys. You know, if you got a target on your back, they're coming after you.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
but hey, that's what racing's about. Competition's the greatest thing in the world.
Tell us a little bit about racing and people beating on your bumpers and stuff like that. How long do you go before you did what you did?
Wasn't very long, and
I was standing up here and I said, "Oh God, that ain't Jim."
I don't like to do that, but I felt that I you know,
You get to the point where you feel you got to.
yeah, I felt like I was getting roughed up. I mean, he had a faster car. There's no doubt they were faster than us, and I'll say, you know, it was just a matter of time before he got around me. You know, I didn't think he had to jack me up in every corner, and that's where I made the decision to do what I done. I knew I was going to the rear. I knew it when I done it. It's just one of those things you just know. So,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, it wasn't no hard decision for Justin up here. He knew I knew what was going on. He did too. So,
Well, that was Stickman.
well, the big man was up. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Justin's been kind of staying out and gonna let Stickman call majority of the
Okay.
races.
Well,
So, and I think that's good because this one person would be, you know, whatever the call is,
right.
it's consistent. Where you have 2 or 3 people jumping in and out. One person calls, you know, a call this way, and the other one calls it a different way, and I think that can cause conflict.
Yeah, I mean, and on the most part, these guys do a hell of a job.
They do.
I mean, you know, can you make everybody that races out here happy? Hell no.
No.
I mean, at
You're
the
a
time,
business. Can you make every client
no,
happy?
no,
You know what I mean?
not at all. But I mean, you know, any racer, if you feel like you've been done wrong, the next thing you know, you're mad at the world. But
Yeah.
if you sit back and think a minute, I've been doing this a long time. It ain't, you know, sometimes you just ain't right.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
So how long have you been racing that?
My very first race was the Fall Classic of 1979.
Wow.
I drove my very first time getting in a car. It was a '68 Chevelle,
Wow.
and they had them guys coming down all the Booper Bear, and
Yeah.
Oh, man.
let me tell you, there was 100 and something cars there, and
Rodney Combs.
yeah, and I mean they were running big blocks, and they were passing me on both sides. I was like, what the hell, dude?
You thought you were driving fast. Hard.
I come in the pits and I'm all mad, and the guy I drove for, Terry Hildebrand, he said, "Man, you done great. You got us in the main show." I said, "Great. Did you see him passing me?" He said, "Do you know what you're running against?" I said, "Well, I guess. I don't know. We had some old tires that Randy Hutchins gave us. They were hard as brickbats. They'd been sitting up on the wall for about 10 years. It took to the end of the race before they ever got any heat out. Of course, I didn't know nothing. I was just trying to drive."
Now, do you miss the dirt racing?
Sometimes, but I enjoyed this out here. I mean, we just got such a good group of guys. You know, Brandon and Rick and Bill and them. Me and Bill come up during the week. We'll call each other and mess with each other, and the crews do. You know, and Richie. You know, we just have a good time, and it's pretty enjoyable. You know, just with all the guys out here. They're, you know, everybody pretty.
Well, I mean, it's funny. Like sometimes people outside of when you got good friends, right? You give each other a hard time, and if you didn't give them a hard time, you must not like them. You know, in a lot of ways. I mean, I've had some people when I was here years ago, and me and the guy used to do the tires, and people come up like, "This guy's ever get along?" They're like, "Yeah, they're best friends." Like, what are you talking about? But we're chewing each other out. You know, but that's what you do. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you ain't gonna have fun, you no need to do it.
100%.
Because we ain't making millions here. I can tell you that.
So you're working on your second million then? You gave up on the
I
first.
gave up on that first, but I did make 100 last year.
He surpassed it down to the sun.
Yeah, my son's gonna get it.
You know, back in the day when you were up there running the Fall Classic and all, That was a lot of fun back in those days too. I mean, you got to understand that's a different type of race time.
Yes, them guys raced, and they didn't care about throwing you over the wall.
No.
They throw you over the wall, and everybody would fight. That's just the way it was back in the day.
Yeah.
So when did you start asphalt?
I quit dirt in '96, and I was out for. I won the championship in '96, and we were out for 2 years, and we bought a Dale Earnhardt Jr. late model stock car that he had that caught a fire.
Wow.
And we bought it. It was up at
Was that an old Townsend car?
Townsend. It was at Rick Townsend's place, and Rick said, "Y'all can probably buy that car for near nothing." And so me and Terry, we didn't have no money, but we scraped together, and Dale let us have the car for, I think we gave $1,000 for it. Wasn't much, but
That was from Dale Senior.
Dale Senior.
Yeah.
And it was burned up pretty good, but we brought it back to our little shop, and we started tearing it apart, putting it back together, and next thing you know, we were out here in different world. You were running against Phil Warren and
that's
the
kind of
Allen brothers, and we had no clue what we were doing. And Joe Goda and Mike Buffkin helped us a little bit figuring out tires, and we kind of, I mean, my best finish out here in the late model, I think, was like a 10th. But
Yeah. And then we had a bunch of cars in that era, right?
It was always 20, 25 cars.
Right. I mean, if you had a top 10, you ran good.
Ran pretty good.
Yeah.
So we, I mean, if we'd had some money, we just had no money. I mean, it was we were begging and borrowing and stealing to get tires to put on the thing to run. So
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't know that Townsend, he built all the late models for several years there for all the Earnhardts. Like Dale Senior called him up, and he would go and test with Junior, Kelly,
Yes, he would.
Terry, and I think there was another kid. There was some kind of relation. There was 4 of them.
He's a very knowledgeable man. He was the first guy tried to show me the Ackerman and bump steer, and I was listening to him, and I was going, "This is just not sinking in."
Yeah. I mean, Rick.
Time to find somebody who knows that stuff.
Rick was a great guy. I mean, he's super knowledgeable. Came from McLaughlin. They run Cup cars back in the
Laughlin,
day. Yeah, Laughlin. He worked there and built cars, and then when that deal kind of went down, and I think him and Ricky got together, and that's when they started Townsend. And I don't think did he go to Savakis for a little bit? I don't think he went. So, but I mean, Townsend.
I think he helped Tommy Ellis a little bit there, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because I think he drove for the McLaughlin or whatever. Laughlin there for a while, if I'm not mistaken, because they had a lot of house cars or something. I forget exactly how that program worked, but I know Townsend worked there, and that's really where he learned all the acronyms and they weren't doing a whole lot of geometry stuff. I mean, it was just kind of a standard, and I think there in the late '90s is when people were starting to play around with the
figuring it out.
Well, changing the upper A arms, put shorter ones on, longer ones, and the roll center,
getting them where you want them.
Yeah. I mean, remember in those days we were starting to play with those things when you take a big sheet of paper and trying to figure out where your roll center is in the front.
My buddy Rick Hester is real good at all that stuff. He pretty slick when it comes to getting them front ends the way they need to be, getting the bump straight.
Well, now we got computers that you can put the degree in here and degree in, and
that's where Brandon comes in, because he is a geek when it comes to this stuff. If he don't know, buddy, he gets it figured out in a quick hurry. And I can tell him, I say, hey, I was feeling this, and the car just didn't want to turn down, and he comes up with an answer pretty quick. So he's a hell of a crew chief.
Who owns your car?
Brandon Henson. Well, truthfully, his mom and him. His dad, Dallin, passed away a couple years ago, and Brandon was starting a new family and had cash and married Abby, and they were starting a family. So he quit racing, and his dad called me up and said, hey, you want to drive this thing? And I said, well, absolutely.
How long have you been driving for?
That's a good question. I am not good with keeping up with that and wins and stuff. People ask me, I don't have a clue. I'm going to say they closed here, what, in 15?
16 was when we were closed the year. It must at the end of 15. Yeah.
So, yeah, probably the end, because Brandon drove it most of 1 year, and then I got in it the last couple, 2-3 races.
Mm.
And then it closed, and then when it opened back, I've been running since then.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly the time, but yeah. And it's a hell of a car. It's, first class all the way.
Well, it was obvious. I mean, he was smoking and still leading and winning.
Yeah, we've had a few demons this year, but we're.
Well, maybe you get Eddie Clark come out there and help.
Eddie would come, and he
Maybe that's where the smoke came from.
could have been barbecue in the night car. Barbecue in the back.
He said he used to borrow your tow truck.
Yeah, I had an old Ford tow truck. Eddie would come get it.
Oh, is that what Eddie brung his truck out here that he ran?
I don't know what he used it for, but me and Eddie been buddies we done body work a long time ago together.
I wouldn't tell everybody you buddies with Eddie.
Eddie's not a bad guy.
No,
Eddie's
I
a good
love
old boy.
Yeah, I know Eddie's a good guy.
Sure would have been nice if he bought barbecue tonight. We could have, but
I don't think you want to ride with him, especially in that side by side. I've seen him upside down, sideways.
Yeah, Keith Paquette's gotten one that one of them sling things.
Oh yeah.
Him and his wife were going down the road. I said, Linda must be brave to ride with Keith and that damn thing. I hate to ride with Keith when we go to lunch.
All right, let's see. I see Trey Matthews, but I don't see anything.
Well, we can put him on here. Trey, you got a camera there?
I don't know. Let me find out.
Figuring it out.
Well, oh, wait a minute. You there?
It appears I do not have a camera, actually.
Yeah. Well. All right. Well, anyway, let's keep kicking you off.
You got me?
Yeah. For some reason, it kept kicking you out.
Y'all just kicking me out already. Gosh.
I know. We can be a dick.
You don't that.
Trey, I got a question for you.
What's going on?
Who do you believe should win the Hall of Fame?
We're back here.
Dude, I have had a bad enough day. I mean, man, I try to be a peaceful kind of guy, but man, you're just trying to throw me in some controversy here.
I just wanted to answer, to the question because, I asked Trent and I've asked everybody else. I just thought I'd ask you the same thing.
Man, I don't know who. I'm trying to think of somebody that who's not in there.
Well, all you got to say is you agree with me on what you got to say.
That's all he's looking.
Hey, look, if you're a Cup champion, you're gonna get in there either way. So.
Oh, he's going against you there.
Well, Trey, I was getting ready to say something nice about you, but I think on that anyway.
There ain't much nice to say about me.
So, how's everything going with you and your racing this year?
Well, in all honesty, it hasn't been the best. Man, we've just had some terrible luck. I was talking to Adam about this at the last race. Man, I think we've had 12 races this year, and I think we've only finished 4 of them. We've had
That's pretty bad.
His friend was a 2P.
Yeah, appreciate that, Scott. We have just had part failure after part failure. We had a frame break in practice last week, getting caught up in other people's mess. I mean, it's been a tough year, but we've shown speed a lot. It sucks that we haven't gotten to show it a lot, and especially when you're fighting problems all day, and then when people finally see what you're running, it's not that impressive, and it sucks because we haven't been able to get the track time to actually dial the car in that we would like because it's been breaking. But it's not any of my guys' faults or mine. Honestly, it's just fluke stuff that we can't control. But I'm overall happy with the speed we've had, and I know we're getting better, and I'm learning more. So I know once we get all these jitters figured out, I know we're gonna be good. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna do there.
So what the move that you made to come to Langley, that I guess is because they didn't go to the late models up there. But I mean, now that you've got that situation, are you just going to run here, or are you going to try to some other races?
Yeah. So the decision there was obviously, we would love to run Dominion. We showed amazing speed at the end of the year there last year, but obviously they're not running late models. But we split the first half of the year running South Boston and here, and we were going to end up going with wherever we were faster, and we did honestly have more speed at South Boston. But the team that I drive for, the car that I run at Langley, we own that car. And the car that I run at South Boston, they own that car, so it's better for us financially. And I have more experience at this track, and it was just kind of a group decision. We figured, hey, we've got a little bit of a notebook for this track, so we're gonna probably stick here. But as of right now, I'm gonna be continuing to go full time here. I actually have a race in South Boston this Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. But for now, we're gonna be staying here.
So what about the big races at the end of the year? Are you guys looking at going to any of those? Or?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we're going to go to the Heat, the Harley Davidson, and then Martinsville, of course. But the big races are fun for me. I grew up watching these races, so it's a surreal dream to be able to be in them now, and it's an absolute blessing from the Lord. And it's so cool. And my dad always has to remind me to just take in the moment, because I'll get too much focused on what I'm there to do, which is not bad. But he'll have to stop me and say, enjoy these moments. Like we were sitting on grid for the Hampton Heat last year at 4 a.m. No, I'm just kidding. That race started way too late. But we were sitting on the grid, and he could tell I was just kind of like looking around, and he just told me, take it all in and just enjoy this moment, because it don't last forever. And he's right. And but I still have that chip on my shoulder from the Hampton Heat from a couple of years ago, man. We had such a good car that year and got caught up in a wreck early. But these big races are so important and so special. It's a good time to do good. And but I know I got a great team of guys behind me. Hoyt, Daniel, Rusty, Steve, Jake, and all the guys. Chase and Ryan Burrows. They built the car. They help us out a little bit. And I got a great group of guys behind me, so I know we're going to do good, and I'm confident.
Yeah, and Chase has been fast the last couple of weeks in the late models.
He's been stellar. He knows how to lay a lap down in qualifying, that's for sure. He's just me and him are both just trying to work on having more of a long run pace. Obviously, for a track like Langley, where you're constantly burning the right rear off or burning the tires up, it's tough to stay in the race a while.
But you and Chase need to get some better luck. I mean, both of you are having some luck issues there.
Oh yeah.
So I think if better luck will help you guys out.
Well, it's funny. I'd forgotten until he just mentioned Chase. I was like, who was the controversy the week before?
Oh, don't do it, Scott. Don't do it, Scott. Man, hey, if you're listening, I'm not involved. Okay?
No, I love Chase.
And Cole, if you're listening too, I'm definitely not involved.
Now, Trey, you still got the same girlfriend, or you got a different girlfriend now?
No, definitely not. No, I got a beautiful, amazing girlfriend named Jessica, and she is super supportive, and she is awesome.
Last time he was trying to keep his girlfriend a secret or something, I remember.
Oh, okay.
You got a good memory, Jack.
I know.
Your name's Jack. We're at Langley Speedway.
I know where I'm at. I wasn't trying to get in your business there, Trey. I'm sorry. I didn't think
I mean, hey, Jessica, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
He's already got Jack's apologizing. Yeah.
Jack didn't know. I feel like I'm doing a lot of apologizing here.
you're apologizing for everything we said. So
are you running for politics or something? Hey, Trey, so tell me the difference between running Dominion and here. Some guys that go up to Dominion in their early career, and then this is just my personal opinion, and I'm probably biased because I'm a Langley Speedway guy, that I feel like the Dominion is an easier place for somebody to run, and Langley is a much more technical racetrack, and it's harder to get around.
Yeah. I would say the biggest factor is gonads. No, to your point. I think
FCC.
it takes a completely different driving style. I love Dominion. It took me a while for me to like that place, but Dominion, it's all about how fast can you get through the corner and like, keep your momentum up, and make sure you have really good exit speed, and just overall like really being able to just, and for lack of a better term, send it. Like, it takes so much guts and speed to run there and be fast. It's just a whole different breed of, really being on edge. Like Langley is a lot more technical of a track in the sense, like, you're not absolutely barreling the car throughout the entire lap. It's more technical in the sense you got to hit your marks and be smooth and not let the car just wash out completely. At Dominion, you can throw the car around a lot. I know some of my best qualifying videos look like a sprint car GoPro, and Langley, it's all about being smooth. But I think it's just you can't really compare the two in terms of how you drive them. I mean, there's obviously going to be similarities, but I know I take nothing from Dominion and I take nothing from Langley to the other tracks. But it's funny because also I'll bring up South Boston. South Boston's almost like a mix of the two in my eyes. Like it's super fast, but it's got it's the best way I can describe it. It kind of sounds stupid, but it's so high grip yet low grip at the same time because you're carrying so much speed into the corner and you got to get it wound up in time because the corners are so flat. But it's got so much speed that you can just sail the car down there and hammer down on it and be able to make speed. But yeah, there's a lot of places you can take from, but Langley and Dominion are so polar opposite.
Well, I think that's pretty factual there because I mean it's a whole different world up there running that track compared to down here.
Yeah.
You have the bank on a little bit there where you don't have it here. So
yeah, to sort of catch you. And I think you can make a mistake at Dominion. I think it's easier to overcome. Where here, it's going to take a lap or 2 laps to get back.
You got to have a car here to get around this place.
Yeah.
Hey, Trey, you got anything good to say about Chris Steffi or anything bad you want to say about Chris Steffi?
Oh, you really trying to get him?
I mean, I'm not apologizing no more, but man, this is just terrible for me. This is a terrible image for me. No, but no,
This is not up here.
To go back to what y'all were saying, when you say the difference between the tracks, I think another thing that comes to mind is saving. Dominion, when you run twin 60s, I feel like I run 120 qualifying. You never really let up all that much. Your car may fade a little bit, but after about 10 laps, you kind of got what you got. And you just kind of roll with it. Langley, it's like, hang on. I know when I get to the end of a race, especially, and you're around other guys, it's just like, how can I pass this guy without taking both of us out? But Langley is so much about saving, and even if it's not about saving, you can't really push the car too much because you just don't have the tire and the car to be able to do it after a while. But Dominion, you can just sail it in there and just push every lap as hard as you can, and you're not really going to punish the car all that much. It's going to take it, and because like y'all said, the banking just holds it, and it's such a high speed track with such a great amount of grip that you can just kind of barrel it down and be fine.
I thought he was going to say the officiating was different.
That's what I was thinking too.
But it's definitely something.
Just skip right on back.
I'm not going to say it's. Let me be careful here.
Let's make sure
it's different. Hey, it's different. They're unique, and they are their own body, and I'll give them.
Hey, look, I raced arena racing, and Steffi was the director, and I like Steffi. There are some people that don't like Chris, but I never had an issue with Chris.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I know a lot of guys that got issues with him, but as a person, I think he's fine, and him and my dad have a good relationship. But and I've never really been in. Maybe a couple times I've had calls where I'm like, hey, that was all right. We're gonna keep on going forward and love people. But no, I think a lot of things are judgment calls, and you're always gonna have people saying something about it. So I think you can't always just listen to what people have to say. I think you gotta stick with your gut because your gut's most of the time right.
Yeah, 100% right. We alluded to that when we were talking to Tim that not every call you're not going to make the right call for everybody every time. It's just it's balls and strikes, just like in baseball.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a call in my eyes, it's always going to offend one person and bless the other one.
Right.
plenty of times, I've been on the opposite end of it where a guy gets a call and I'm like, and that really helped me out. And I've been on the opposite end where I'm like, damn, that really screwed me up. But, you kind of pick and choose your battles, what you're going to make you upset. And, but if you let it affect how you're racing people or whatever you're doing, that's when it starts to become a problem in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, Trey, the last question I got for you before we let you go is, when did you start your modeling career?
Where did I start my what?
Your modeling career. When did you start that?
My microphone must suck or something. Something.
I mean, I was going, you shipped me a picture with you sitting on the side of the car,
Oh, modeling.
Yeah, modeling. That's
What in the hell? Have you seen me?
He's all up in you.
Man, I don't know what you mean. Modeling?
Yeah, I mean, you told me I had used this picture and it was you sitting up on the side of the car. I don't even see you, Jack.
All right, I gotta look good when I can. I don't look good most of the time. I gotta look good when I can. I'm not, coming up here like Mike Concho doing some Playboy spread or nothing, but I don't have no modeling business in my eyes.
Well, next time you come here for the late model race and Scott and I do our pit road walk and everything, I'm going to come down there and check it out because evidently you like taking pictures on the side of the car.
All right, in my defense, I didn't even know that picture was taken. I was sitting on the car. It was, I think, it was during one of the earlier races. We were waiting to race, and I just kind of sit on the door. And I saw a photographer, but I didn't even know he was looking at me. And then I saw that picture the next day, and I was like, wow, I actually, don't look like I got caught once. So, yeah, good picture.
Well, when I was putting that thing together, and you told me you were going to send me the picture and everything, and then you sent me the picture, I said, well, he just didn't like anything I was going to try to put up there. It probably wasn't going to be good. So we had to get the modeling picture that you did.
Oh, come on now. I mean, I got to look good sometimes, right?
Do we still have a food sponsor on the car?
Do we still have a what?
Food sponsor.
A food sponsor?
Yeah.
Let me think, man. I used to be able to memorize my sponsors. I don't know if I do anymore. No, but we actually might be getting.
You have Jimmy John's on their car.
I did not have Jimmy John's. Man, I would love to have that on my car. Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's used to be on your car.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Oh my gosh, you're right. How could I? Oh, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Holy crap!
I'm gonna say I'm still saved you. I want you,
dude. Adam, God bless you.
I was gonna say I swear there was some kind of song on the side of his car, but I was like, I can't remember which one it is.
I'm sure
It was,
no longer Mr. Jersey
it was
Mike.
painted white, not black and red. So
Well, I'll tell you what, I've enjoyed this interview. And we don't have many models on the show, so I really enjoyed this interview with you, and hopefully we get you back sometime.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right, we'll talk to you again soon.
See you, Trey. Good luck, man.
Now, Eddie Clark, before we get going here, Eddie Clark made barbecue this weekend and didn't say anything to us about it. We gave it to Lacey Hall, and then her mom says she even shared it, but she didn't share it with us.
Were you here?
Eddie's getting slack. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he brought some barbecue up here tonight.
he should have brought some for the game day, folks, man.
Yeah, no.
He catered your team did last year, didn't he?
Yeah. Championship night, he catered it for us, and it was really good.
He's all right for a white guy.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, that went south real good. So anyway, that's our show for tonight, and we appreciate y'all being here and being with us. Appreciate Tim coming out here and bringing the banana pudding. More importantly, yeah. Trey Williams for being with us. Trent Owens had a good time with Trent. This cat back here didn't bring shit. I mean, no. But Chris, we appreciate you coming out, man. Thanks a lot. And so let's please like and share our show. And next week we're going to have.
He said, "Damn, Scott."
Next, Conrad's Spencer, right?
Spencer Conrad.
Spencer Conrad. I had it backwards. We're going to have Spencer Conrad next week, so that'll be cool. And
Two-time winner so far.
yeah,
And 1 night. Yeah,
and 2 poles.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Especially coming from the back too.
Yeah,
You know?
you gotta get a good picture of that hair, Jack.
I got that. I've got that taken care of.
My grandson's got hair just like
Is that right?
yeah. His mama always tries to get it cut, and he won't have nothing to do with that.
All right.
She's trading me for T-shirts.
Oh, Lacey's giving him T-shirts. Apparently, we got some T-shirts coming this year.
But we don't trade for just a little bit of barbecue. We trade for the great big thing of barbecue. Anyway,
We'll just spread it out throughout the year.
all right, we'll see you again next week. Thanks for being with us.